Okay.
So welcome everybody. I'm Charlotte Volsch, bringing you tips, insights, and updates as we operate in our new reality. And today my guest is Jodie Gonzales. She's an amazing wife, mom, successful entrepreneur, an orchestrator of multiple exchange students. And what I see as her biggest strength is being an overcomer. She overcame adversity when she found out about her son having hearing issues impacting reading. And she was an overcomer with the crash of 2008 and the loss of her husband's job impacting them staying afloat financially. And looking at many families in today's new reality of shelter in place, there are new learning experiences daily to keep moving one forward towards a feeling of success and productivity and courage, really, just to take another step and then another one again, with positive results coming out of that. There's also some uncertainty around financial balancing and kids schooling at home and adults working at home and some adults not working and worrying, how do I generate income? And Jodie, in the past, when you've had these same thoughts, movies playing in your head, how did you land on income generating avenues to keep you afloat until you could reach the next staying afloat bubble?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's remaining faithful, knowing that God is going to take care of us regardless of whatever storm we're in at the time. Even though we may think, oh, we're drowning and there's no light at the end, if we remain faithful and know that he will get us through this, that's what we did, me and my husband. He did lose his job and it was stressful, and it's easy to just jump into that mindset of, oh no, what are we going to do? We're going to lose our house. We're going to, all these things just going through your mind. And we did that. Honestly, we jumped right into that panic mode. And then we decided, you know what, this isn't what God wants for us. God wants us to remain faithful and know that he's going to get us through it. And so at that time, I think I was the more gung-ho, as you call me, overcomer. I'm able to kind of dabble in a lot of different things and still remain afloat for myself. I was still able to continue homeschooling the kids. My husband stepped in and helped out a little bit, with that, but that's not really his forte. So he kind of put those back on me, which is okay. You have to know where your strengths and weaknesses are when you're in situations like this, and you need to go with it. And so at that time, I started doing the international students. That was something where I could work in the middle of the night where it didn't influence my teaching of the kids. That's not for everybody. It was just something that I just felt a drive for it, and I felt that God was directing me that way, and so that became something that I could incorporate eventually from the middle of the night to doing, throughout the day, and, still being able to function as a teacher and a wife. And so, but the main thing I just want to say is just remaining faithful that God's going to take care of us.
That's great advice. And as you look at the lens of today, what opportunities do you see for discovering revenue generating platforms in the moment?
Well, right now there are so many work from home businesses. A lot of businesses are kind of leaning towards being able to work from home during this situation. I have a friend who he's not working in the office, but they've allowed all their employees to work from home. So if that is something that can be done, then, obviously do that. But there are different avenues to take. It just depends on what, I don't want to say what your talents are because that's not really what it is, but what your drive is. What
Mm,
do you want to start new on? Because this could be a new adventure. This could
very
be
true.
something that, maybe you'll find something that you like working from home, that will work with your family and the current situation.
Mhm.
Uh, but mainly it's finding what you want to do. It's not sitting back waiting for something to come to you. That's not going to happen. You have to be open. You have to be, um, what's the word I want to use? You have to be available for your opportunity to be able to help your financial situation, you know, if that makes sense.
That's a very, very good point. You have to be open and you have to be available. And
And you also have to be driven. Like I
yes,
said, you can't just sit back and say, well, maybe today I'll be able to go back to work.
right.
It's all on, giving it to God and allowing him to open doors based on avenues that you want to go, and if that's not the right avenue for you, then hopefully God's going to shut that door and open up something else for you.
So as you think back on some of the overcoming you've done, and some of it's been really recent since you just moved out of state, but I'm just curious, what did you look at as far as options? What sparked you doing the exchange student option? That's something that wouldn't have even been on my radar. How did that come about, and how do you spark ideas within yourself to look at all these different options that you have taken on to keep yourself afloat?
At the time when I started the international business, I'm not really sure what led me there, honestly. I just started looking up at home jobs, stay at home jobs,
Oh, okay.
um, things like that. And when we moved here, my husband's struggling in his job, and he has he wants to leave there. So I said, okay, let me Google some jobs. Knowing that I've been out of the work industry for a long time, I was a little nervous that I wouldn't be able to get hired. And my daughter, Mackenzie, recommended, Mom, you're really good with kids. Go for working with kids. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. And I tried it, and I literally got 3 callbacks within less than a day. I got 3 callbacks. And so I just felt that, okay, God's opening the door for me to be able to either supplement our income so that my husband could leave and get a different job where maybe the pay wasn't as much as he's getting now, or something like that. And so that's what I did. So it's just Googling or surfing the web, if people say, and finding out what opportunities are there and what I think I would be good at.
Good points. Very good points. And besides, the financial impact, what other differences has it made for you?
Well, um, I'm tired because I'm working all day now. um, no, thankfully my kids have all graduated high school. So, I think that would have been a challenge if I was still homeschooling and then still, working outside the home. I don't know that I would have done it at this moment. But since my kids have graduated and, I'm no longer needed at home for one-on-one or, schooling issues, um, it's been really good. It has just opened up for me because I've been at home for the last 23 years. It's just opened up a whole new just experience, life, just learning different things of what's out there that not that I was sheltered when I was homeschooling or doing my at-home businesses, but it's just there's a whole new world out there that I was like kind of forgot about. So, you know,
So
so
new
yeah,
experiences, new connections,
yeah,
um,
definitely.
learning new things about yourself. And,
Yeah, things that I'm
uh,
capable that I kind of was like, well, I'm not really sure I could do that. And it turns out that I can do that. And I can do it well without, you know, beating myself up, you know. So
good
yeah.
point. Good point. So what I'm hearing is by just having the faith, reaching out, looking for opportunities, discovering opportunities, creating opportunities, and then just jumping into it and finding where you can best bloom and be productive and supplement the family's income, and also will allow you to grow personally, anchor
Yes.
yourself.
Hmm.
It's great for mental health when you're feeling like you're a contributor and that you're overcoming whatever circumstances you're in.
Hmm.
And also, another point that you haven't mentioned, but I think is extremely as important, is that you're being an example for those
Yes.
around you, first and
Yeah.
foremost, your children, your family. And
Yes.
that's a great example for them to see. How do you overcome in life?
Yeah.
Because life serves us our own COVIDs throughout life. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
this is just a microcosm of on a macro level, but we all go through these things
Right.
personally that lots of times nobody else even knows about. And
Right. Right.
here we're in it all kind of together, and that's why I'm enjoying taking the opportunities to interact with people like Jodie to share with you how can you become buoyant and just work within this situation to a positive impact on your family in many ways.
Right.
And do you have any parting thoughts for us, Jodie?
I don't. Except for, you know what? Just remain faithful. You know, he's gonna weather this storm for us, and we're gonna come out and we're gonna say, "Wow, I didn't think I would come through," because really, that's how it is. When we're through it, we're like, "Wow, how did I get through that?" You know.
Right.
Ultimately, it's God, and He is, you know, He's awesome.
Yes,
So
he is God. So
yeah.
hang on tight to the coattails
Yep.
and do what you can do. Uh,
Right.
like
Right.
Jody said, get involved, get active, do some searching, do some contributing, and that will feed your own internal energy. Keep your equilibrium as you stay connected and
Yep.
remain faithful. So thanks for being with us today. If
Of
this was
course.
helpful for you, give a thumbs up, let us know, and give a comment on what you might be doing right now that's helping you stay afloat and stay connected and helping others around you. So thanks, Jody, so much for
You're
your
welcome.
time and your contribution today.
Of course. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.